I'll let you in on a little secret. Puberty is weird. At any age. At any gender. With any gender. With any kind of hormones. Puberty is weird. So today was my third shot of tea. And I'm getting better at it. Because the first time I almost fainted. The second time I kind of started to get there. And then this time, I didn't faint at all. I went in, I put together the needle and everything, the nurse said that it looked great, and then I started to give myself my shot, and I always hesitate a lot. Like, I take a good minute to just sort of stare at my leg, be like, okay, remembering my motivation for doing this. And then I stab myself and, get all the testosterone goodness in there. And, it's getting better. This time I remembered to push down on the injection site afterwards, which is great because sometimes if you do that, it'll keep your leg from getting sore afterwards. Pro tip. Puberty is weird. Puberty is great, but weird. I really wish that I had some wonderful, cohesive, illustrated book about this, but they only make those for teenagers who are cisgender and not 21-year-olds who are transgender. Sad. Someone should fix that. But for now, I do have the internet, which is great. I'm 2 weeks on tea, and I think it's going pretty well. Although it is scary and weird, and teenage angst was not something that I wanted to come back. I forgot how much it kind of sucks to be a teenager, and even though I'm 21 years old, technically, I currently have the hormones of like a 14-year-old boy, so I am going through teen angst. 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 This is the most confusing puberty ever. Angst. And how I define teen angst is there are kind of three sorts of angst that I normally have to deal with in my life. One of them is academic angst, and that one's great because even though it sucks, I can do something about it. I can study more. There's also social angst, which that just usually goes away with time. If I have an awkward interaction with someone, then I can forget about it in a few days usually. Teenage angst? Like, what the hell do you do with that? I forgot. It's been a while. Testosterone is weird. It's great, but it's weird. And this process of change is not easy, ever. Any kind of change is not easy. But I have noticed that there have been good changes. Certainly. I think I'm really relieved that I've started this process. Because before there was always the thought that I could easily socially transition back if I wanted to. And somehow getting away from that option is kind of good. I don't know why, I don't know how, I thought it would be bad, but actually it's really great. Because I feel like I'm going in the right direction. And that's exactly what I need. I need to be going in some kind of direction. I'm not comfortable with where I am right now, so I should do something about it, and I am. And I'm glad. Angst. So changes I've noticed. I think my voice is getting ever so slightly deeper. About a week ago, I was listening to myself talk and thinking, my throat should be sore, but it's not. In fact, I thought that for like a good week or so. I don't know, but for at least a few days, I was just thinking, why don't I have a sore throat? And I say I was thinking, I mean, it wasn't a very conscious thing. It was just like this weird sort of mismatch, cognitive dissonance that my voice sounded like my throat ought to feel sore, but it didn't, which I think means my voice is getting deeper, although that's a very awkward way of saying it. There you go. Other changes I've noticed. My face, it looks gaunter, stranger, but good. Really good. It looks more masculine, I think. Changes I haven't noticed. I have not noticed an increase of appetite. I've not noticed an increase of muscle mass. I have noticed a slight increase of impatience. So the first few days I was on testosterone, I was really excited and happy and grateful. And I'm still grateful. I'm still very grateful that I'm able to go through this process, because I know that most of the history of the world, this kind of thing has not been possible. And I'm really glad that it is now. But all the same, at the moment, it's a little tough. And I'm pretty sure that it is almost certainly going to get better, and I'm going to start noticing changes that I really like. And I already have noticed changes that I really like. For example, just knowing that my body is changing makes things easier, like having to look down on occasion and notice the things on my chest. I'm starting to be able to think, okay, well, I'm already doing something to change my body. It may not shrink my chest that looks like boobs, but I'm on the first step, you know? I've started the first part of this process to change. And that is really happy, even though it includes a lot of angst.